Wi-Fi. There's just landlines and a curfew. And apparently there's a list of rules that I'm supposed to read.
Bowery is a nice place. A nice quiet town where you don't even have to lock your door.
I'm done chasing this kind of thing. I found tapes in the house, audio, video of a woman. What are you hiding?
My mom used to tell me there was a monster in the woods.
Welcome to Lowry.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for The Trouble with Tessa, streaming right now. As of this recording, it's going to be out there, y'all. The first 2 episodes on SCREAMBOX TV. Make sure you tune in every week for the next 2 more additional weeks because it's 6 episodes. You're going to want to dive in. You're going to want to know everything that's going on with Tessa in The Trouble with Tessa. And joining me are the creators behind this series. I have the amazing Bethany Watson as well as Dennis Cahlo. Thank you both for your time. I appreciate you guys. How are you?
Oh, this is what an intro.
We're so happy to be here.
That's awesome. Thank
You're
you.
great.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We're super excited to talk to you.
Oh, same. I'm getting creative energy vibes and just how you guys just are. You know, you can just speak without speaking sometimes before we got started. So I love it. I love you guys.
We've been vibing. We've been just vibing through the screen.
The vibes are there. I don't know if everyone can feel it out in the world, but there are vibes.
There are vibes
Good
coming
ones.
right at you. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're artists. We're empaths. We're energy givers. It just, you know, it's what it is. And what is the energy right now? As of this recording, we're on the eve of this drop. You know, you're talking to me, you're talking to other people.
Yeah.
How are you feeling right now, Bethany?
We have all of this pent up excitement because streaming shows are weird.
It's so weird.
They just then are out there.
Right.
So there's not like a time to tune in.
There's no red carpet.
Right.
There's
It's
no
just like and then it just drops. And so Dennis and I have been sort of trying to figure out how to mark the occasion. And that's you. Like this show is our kind of way to get the excitement out.
We're celebrating by doing your interview tonight. And then tomorrow we're very geriatrically just going to sleep in, and then we're going to go get lunch, and then we'll probably watch the episodes and see if anything rolls in terms of reviews and like get excited. But yeah, streaming premieres are so strange because you're just like, I guess we just sit and watch it, you know, like
whenever.
And we were trying to like think of something cool to do. Like you said, we have a podcast called The Check, and we have amazing Patreon. It's a Patreon only podcast, but we're gonna do something with our patrons where we like watch the episodes after they watch them and like do like a commentary with them. But yeah, those are our big plans. We make a cake.
We might eat frosting. I don't know. What would you do? How do you do? I don't know.
Yeah, what would you do?
Oh, that's a great question. And of course, you're going to throw it back on me. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I guess very much. You know what? I've never been in this situation other than maybe like live streaming, watching with them, which you're going to be doing with your Patreon fans. So I love that. Let me quickly get off that because, again, I don't know what to do either. I'm being put in my place. When did this idea come about? The Trouble with Tessa. Where did this first germ hit? And then you're like, okay, I got to put this on wax. I got to put it on pen to pad or fingers to keyboard, if you will.
Okay, so first of all, I love your references. Like, I love put it on wax, like because like I'm a child of the '90s, teenager of the '90s. So like, you know, that's my lingo. Like I grew up with Nirvana and hip hop and everything. So, and I grew up in New York too. So it's like I know that term. So I appreciate that reference. How Tessa came about, how we put it on wax, as you said, is that. It all started with our short film called Lonely Hearts, which we did in 2019.
Yeah.
And that did really well. That was our first foray into horror, and it was a horror comedy, and it did really well on the festival circuit, although it got eaten by COVID, sort of. So we couldn't really go to those festivals. But I ended up submitting it to Bloody Bites, which is on Bloody Disgusting TV at the time, and then they got sort of absorbed by Cineverse, and then they formed SCREAMBOX. And so the head of that sort of programming, Tony Wash, saw Lonely Hearts and saw something in it. And Brad and Brandon over at Bloody Disgusting were like, hey, why don't you grab some of the Bloody Bites directors, see what they come up with in terms of like a small scale TV show. We have very limited budget. Here's the budget. Send us some pitches. So we came up with 3 pitches, and one of them was called A Noise in the Attic. And that was the one that really like grabbed onto Tony and Brad and Brandon, and they were like, let's greenlight this one. And they were like, these 2 crazy kids who are not kids at all. We're actually older than all of them. I'm older than everyone. They were like, go give them some money, have them do this show. And that's how The Trouble with Tessa started. And then we recruited our friend William, because I was like, well, if we do this show for the budget that's given, I'm going to have to do everything, meaning I can't do everything. So like, I can't write the show, direct it, produce it, star in it, like do all that stuff. Like, I can't do that. So we need to split up the duties. It was like smarter, not harder kind of thing. So we grabbed William. We were like, William, we want you to write these stories with us.
Will Rogers.
Yeah. Yep. Our head writer. And he came up with this story that was incredible. Like, just incredible. Every time he'd hand us an episode, I could not wait to get to the next one. Like, the cliffhangers were so good. And so then Tony was just like, yeah, let's just change the name to The Trouble with Tessa, because The Noise in the Attic doesn't make sense anymore since it takes place in the basement.
The noise is in the basement.
And so that's
I'll be like, hold on. Yeah.
And that's how it happened. And then we worked on it. It took 3 years to get the green light, because there was a lot of like, corporate stuff that has to go on. And this was the first one that they were doing. So there was a lot of like, what do we do? Anticipation, back and forth. How do we figure this out? How do we work this out? And all of a sudden, we were filming. It was like the first day of shooting, and we were like, oh my God, it's here.
Yeah, it was like the longest, shortest 3 years ever.
Yep.
But yeah, that's how it happened.
That's how it happened. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So we get the concept approved. We're ready to rock and roll. Let me go to you, Bethany. So we have this idea. We got this great script. Let's talk about, get into pre-pro, getting the cast assembled. Can we talk about the cast that you've assembled for The Trouble with Tessa?
Yeah. So 2 people, the 2 very important people I'm going to let Dennis talk about, because Dennis found them, but the rest of our cast, so everyone except Tessa and our special effects coordinator and actor, we found Matthew Maisto, the casting director who did Terrifier 2 and does a lot of SCREAMBOX projects. He found us and was like, I want to help you. You guys probably need help. Let's find the people who live in this town. And Matthew is such an artist in finding the exact kind of people that you're looking for. I think that's one thing that Dennis and I have learned in this process is, like, for artists who are so used to doing everything themselves, which I think a lot of us are really scrappy that way, it's scary to let someone else jump in because you don't know if they're going to have the same vibe and vision that you do. And Matthew got it, and he presented us with these unbelievable actors who just, like, every single one brought something so weird and perfect.
Who are all non-union.
Yeah, they're all non-union, and because we had to for price, and so Matthew is responsible for 95% of our cast, finding really quirky people like the librarian, like Cordell, who plays the bartender, Alex, who plays a
character we don't want to spoil.
And John R. Smith Jr., who plays another character. But he found these people, and he's so incredible.
I think you should tell the story about Katrin and Corey from your perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as soon as we realized that Tessa had to be non-union, the story was originally different. It was about an older character. So I was playing Tessa. But I'm in this, SAG-AFTRA. So we had to find somebody else. And this was a great thing, actually, because it changed the story. It made Tessa younger, and then it allowed Tessa to be more naive and a little bit more bullheaded and realistically making mistakes.
Yeah.
And Dennis had worked with this incredible actor named Katrin Nugent years ago on a student film. And as soon as we realized Tessa had to be somebody else, Dennis was like, I have him. And he reached out to Katrin, just you knew as soon as you worked with them
it was
back in the
immediate.
day. It was just there's
like
something about this actor.
Katie is in one of the most incredible actors I've ever worked with. Well beyond they are well beyond their years in terms of emotional intelligence and what they can bring to a role. Extremely natural delivery, something that I love, and
luminous skin,
and
their skin just glows on camera.
Their look, when I showed Bethany Katie's headshot, I said, "This is Tessa," and Bethany was like, "That's Tessa," you know.
And you found Corey on Instagram.
Corey is our special effects makeup artist, and she also is in the show. I can't really say what, but she's in the show. And I saw her work on Instagram, and I started following her, and we became fast friends. Like she immediately messaged me after the follow and was like, "Yo, King, what's up?" And I was like, "Okay, we're friends. You and I are friends." And she dropped the crown emoji too, and I was like, "Okay, we're friends. What's going on?" And we just immediately vibed, and I was like, "Listen, as soon as I have something, I'm gonna call you." She was like, "Bet, all right." And then it was like 3 or 4 years later, and I gave her the call, and she was like, "Dude, I thought you forgot about me." I was like, "I'd never forget a person I say I'm going to work with." Yeah. And then we got that was my casting. I said, these are my 2 non-starters, as we're not doing the show without these 2.
Yeah.
Because Corey Corey could do so many departments as well as act. So, and they're 2 very special people.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very special.
I love that. And I did notice that you play a specific role in there, Dennis.
I always forget you're in it.
Yeah, that was out of desperation.
We
ran out of money. We ran out of money, and I was just like, "I'll fucking be Aaron." Yeah, I'm sorry. Can I curse on the show?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I was like, "I'll play Aaron."
And we ran out of actors, and we just needed one more guy. And I looked at because poor Dennis. I've been saying this all along, but Dennis looks like Bert at the beginning of Mary Poppins on set, because he's doing sound, he's directing. At some point, he's slating, he's running camera, he's moving lights, and so now he's also acting. So and then he edited the show after the fact. So like this poor man is just also like, picture those old cartoons where Bugs Bunny pitches the baseball and then runs and bats the baseball.
That was
and, like,
me.
That was Dennis during the majority of this process.
But it was fun, and Katie and I just vibed. Like even though we were never on camera together, when we were running lines, we were just like, "Yo, this is great. This is so fun." And it was funny because no one was really sure. They were like, "Dude." Even Matthew, our casting director, was like, "I could find someone for free. Like, I don't know about you, man." And I'm like, "No, I can act. Don't worry." And so then when Tony started seeing, Tony Wash, our producer, he started seeing the cuts. He was like, "Yo, I love Aaron." He's like, "Aaron's the best." And I was like, "Well, no, but everyone else is really great."
Yeah.
But I ended up being
neurotic
character. Yeah.
Neurotic audience surrogate.
Yeah. And it's I love that. It feels very real because, I'm Gen X and Katie is Gen Z.
Yeah.
So it feels like a very real conversation between the 2 generations. Like the whole, like, you don't even think, you just think about yourself and like, well, I want to do what's good for myself for once, and like all those kinds of conversations. So it felt very real. So it was exciting to sort of act and be in it, and play this character.
Well, I got to tell you, I love that because it for all the reasons you said, and it stood out for me that your character and the librarian, I got to say.
Tina Ann Brock,
dude,
champion.
She's a queen.
Yeah.
She is for fans of Twin Peaks. I wanted my log lady.
Yeah.
And I feel like the librarian is our log lady. Like she of everyone in town, she is the most extra.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that anyone who has lived in a small town knows someone like the librarian, like Tina Ann Brock, who's just judgmental and catty and so funny and scary. And I don't know, you just got to have one in your little town.
And her delivery is just like, I'm doing the Italian thing. It's just like,
yeah.
When we were watching it through the monitor, we were laughing. We were like, everything was perfect, like pitch perfect,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I love her. I was like, I gotta go to lunch. Like, you're not gonna, just all of that. Like, you gotta be out, or just.
Yes.
That was like amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I wrote that line, the soup in a sandwich line. That was one of our
Yes,
punch-ups. Yeah. The soup in a sandwich line is my favorite line in that whole sparring thing, because that's totally what that woman would say.
Yes.
I am having this today. Everything is in my control.
I've never not done this thing. Yeah.
All right, so The Trouble with Tessa. Episode 1 introduces us to Tessa, because it's appropriately named Tessa, with the second episode being Lowry, this area that she's inhabiting to get away from things. I don't want to spoil, I'm not sure all what's out there, what was presented in the trailer. So can we talk about, this first 2 episodes that are going to be out and available when this interview drops? And then just without giving any spoilers, where we're going to be heading in the next 4 episodes, Bethany.
Yeah. So this show starts in one place and ends in another. And so the first 2 episodes really introduce you to this very pastel-y, very beautiful little town. Everyone's super nice. The vibe is, upbeat with an asterisk. And as the episodes go on, it ends in a very different place. And so, I think people who have had early access to the first 2 episodes only are like, oh, this is like a quirky kind of Twin Peaks vibe.
Yeah.
But if you are a deep fan of horror, the way that I think Dennis and I are, and I think you are, a friend, you won't be disappointed. There's mystery. There is spookiness. But there's also like very horror based nastiness that's coming your way.
Yeah, there's a very big tone shift in episode 3.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tone shift is the way.
I cannot wait. That's what I'm like waiting for. Like, you've got me enthralled in this thriller. It's it's this Twin Peaks style thriller. We have these tapes. I don't want to spoil.
No, you can. I mean, it's out, so we can talk.
Yeah. So in the first, we close out with the mystery person in the house, right? And we found these tapes. So so just I'm curious there. I was thinking like we'd get some of that. What was that? Kaiju or Anja? That the girl with her hair down, the Asian.
Yeah.
I was like, are we gonna get something like that? I'm like, okay, no, it's not that yet.
Kayako?
The ring, right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
That was the fun thing about the show, was we were getting to play with different elements of horror and thriller and sort of mash them up without them. They all come together in the end. Yeah. So it all comes together and it will all add up in the end.
I can't.
And when we were talking about the show and we were developing it episode by episode, my biggest rule for all of us were, let's not give it away all at once. Let's let the exposition slow build. And whoever wants to stick with it is going to stick with it. And those who get impatient, they can leave. It's okay. There are other shows out there. But those who have, it's funny because everyone who's come back who's seen the first 2 episodes, it's like, I need to see episode 3. And that, I think, is what we achieved from just Will's spectacular writing. Like his writing style is unbelievable, how he gets you from point A to point B in each scene, and then sort of taking what he would write as the skeleton, and Bethany and I sort of going back and fleshing them out. But that's what I love about it, is that everyone's like, what is the thing in the house with her or with Tessa? Like, what is the thing in there? What is that about?
Yeah.
What happened to this woman? And that's why I love the show so much, because it keeps you sort of guessing, right? Like, is it a spirit? Is it a woodland creature? What is this?
Is the real horror nostalgia?
No.
It's not.
Well, the first horror was that you're not going to be able to have like internet access or anything like that. You're not going to have your cell phone? What?
Yeah, dude. It's so funny. The reaction to that has been one end or the other. I've seen people go like, that sounds like heaven.
Yeah.
And people going, that is my hell.
That's my hell,
I think that depending on what kind of day you're having, it's one or the other. But like that, we had to figure out a way. Horror has this continuous problem of cell phones. And I really enjoy seeing how horror projects figure out how to work around cell phones, because as Dennis pointed out, I think in a different interview, like it's not interesting to watch people text each other. And also,
drives me crazy.
How do you just not call the cops if you have a cell phone and something bad is happening? And so there's always the obligatory scene in any horror film where everyone suddenly looks and doesn't have a signal. So now we all know there's no signal. And when we moved up to the Hudson Valley a few years ago, we filmed the show in our house. We would drive around and there would just be these sudden towns where there's no cell signal and a siren is blaring in the middle of the day.
We drive up the road and we have no signal.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So, and there's also towns in America that it's illegal to have a cell signal for whatever reason. It interferes with, whatever tech they're doing so to us, it was a really natural thing to have a town take that one step further and just say, no, you can't have it. And now why is that? And there's something really, really kind of scary about a town that's so dead set about being set in the past.
Definitely. I love that as a creative you can then real life turn that into a plot device, and then it's inspiring.
Right.
And although scary in a way, like, no, I need to have my cell phone, but I can use that and put that into this script and like that. Like, that's dope.
Exactly.
Totally.
Exactly. And until there's something like I know eventually, like we're going to have to write something that has cell phones, but I want to be able to use them in clever ways rather than sort of the whole, like, I don't know. I just hate watching people on their phones. Like in the new Superman, there's a lot of selfies apparently. And I'm like, that's going to date the movie in like 2 years.
Instantly. Yeah.
Well, it's a plot device. I'll tell you, it's a plot device.
Oh, good. Yeah, so we haven't seen it yet. And
no worries.
Okay. I'm stoked. I've heard such good things about it. Everyone is like, this is the Superman movie we should have gotten forever. Because it's like Silver Age and fun and like it's gods and monsters and like that's what DC is. DC is the Greek mythology of comics. So like I'm glad they're bringing it into that age.
And there's a Doge in it. So that's
crypto, baby. We finally got crypto.
Oh yeah. And it's so, you know what? This ain't Superman selling right now, but it's great. It's awesome. But as is the trouble with Tessa. So in this first episode, we're meeting Tessa. Mm-hmm. Are we gonna get back? Because again, I've only saw your first two episodes. Like I want to know. We get hints of what drove her out to the woods, right?
Yes.
Is that going to be fully fleshed out later too?
I will say by the next episode, you should have a full picture of what's going on with Tessa. And I'm excited for people to get to that.
Yeah.
Episode 3, again, like I said, the tone just slowly starts to shift right towards that edge of like, oh no, right at the end of the episode. But it's just this like build up in episode 3, and I'm so excited. And yes, you will. There will be answers. I will say this throughout the whole show. There will be some answers, and there will be others that might be scratching your head about. But there are answers buried in the internet.
Yes. And in episode 2, if I know that we have a lot of people who are TV pausers and they like to read what's on the screen. There is a microfiche scene in the library where in episode 2
I was wondering if I should pause.
You should pause. Every article is a real article written out there. We had one person guess the whole show based on pieces of information they put together correctly from the microfiche articles. So that was a wild guess, and I don't think they realized they got it right, but there's a lot of information in the articles. You can absolutely pause the TV and read all of them.
And then when the fun thing about this show too is that when it's done, I think some people will want to go back and watch it again because you go, that's what was happening the whole time.
That's
how we got to see it, right?
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of subtext in these first 2 episodes that's going on with certain things that when you watch it back, you're like, oh man, Tessa didn't realize what they were in for.
Yeah.
I love it. So episode 2, Lowry, we get the citizens, we meet the different people around the town a little bit. We get to enjoy some frozen rosé that tastes like cupcakes that I now need to taste myself and see if it does taste like cupcakes.
It's emotionally based on what's the cake? Is it cake vodka? What I had in college. I think it's called cake.
Or is it like velvet cake or something?
It was like just this brand of vodka, and it came in blue bottles, and it tasted like cake, various kinds of cake. And yeah, we have the bottles in our fridge. They are. It's really fun because the character who plays the person who is drinking the frosted frosé with Tessa. Ended up really liking it. Like we thought it tasted terrible, but he really liked it. So he ended up going and like buying 3 bottles of the actual.
And tell him where we got it.
We got it at Ocean State Job Lot. It's like a non-alcoholic wine.
It's so gross.
It's not good at all.
And they had to drink it throughout the scene. And Alex, our actor, he's like, this is great.
This is great.
He's like, can I have this? And we were like, yeah, keep it.
Take it. Yeah, it's nasty. It's not good.
But yeah, Lowry was, it was interesting because, again, we had such a small budget that we had to sort of pack in one episode what the vibe of this town was. And we had to figure out, we told Will, like, take your ambition as a writer down to like 0 and write something that is doable within this budget. And bless his heart, man, he got it. And then we were able to find locations like that. The library is one of the oldest libraries near us, and it barely has a computer.
Yeah.
So it's super easy to film in. And that was the fun part of building out episode 2 was taking what limited resources we had and showing people this is what this town is and there's something wrong with it. I think 2 was one of my favorite episodes until we got to episode 5, and then I was like, whoa,
this is my favorite now. Yeah.
I cannot wait for this shit to hit the fan. I'm enjoying this mystery, like what is happening here. I want to know that. So I'm ready for this journey. I'm ready for this ride. But these characters, it all seems very interesting. So again, everybody, let me remind everybody, streaming right now is The Trouble with Tessa on SCREAMBOX TV. Please go check it out. Support the amazing Dennis Cahlo and Bethany Watson. We got 4 more episodes after this. 2 episodes every week, if I'm not mistaken, is what you guys said?
You got it.
Yes, sir, for 3 weeks. Yeah. And then it'll live forever. So. Yes. Whenever you want to watch it.
Yes.
So will we close it out at the end, or could there be a season 2?
I mean, we know where a season 2 would go.
I will. Yes, I will. We can say that is that I have a very clear vision of what a season 2 would look like. But I encourage everyone to find out for themselves what Tessa's fate is.
Yes. And then reach out to our benevolent overlords at Cineverse and SCREAMBOX and Bloody Disgusting.
Demand a season.
Demand it.
Politely demand a season 2. Because, we would love to do it.
Well, we're definitely going to do it. I cannot wait to see how this is all going to pay off. Because, again, right now, to be honest, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Right now, it doesn't seem Bloody Disgusting, SCREAMBOX,
right?
Yep.
Hardcore horror yet.
Yep.
It's Twin Peaks. It's good shit. It's good thriller right now, but we haven't hit that lane yet. And that's where I'm waiting for the shoe to drop. And I'm getting the vibe. It's like 3-5.
Yep. So
as the episode go on, you just kind of keep going down.
I'll say this: the shoe will drop, but it will never be Terrifier level.
Yes.
Like this was something very different than what their usual fare is, and I think that's why they liked it. And I'm personally super proud of them for taking the sort of shot on us, even though we said we were like, this isn't going to be Terrifier. Like we're not those kind of filmmakers, although we respect Damien and we respect everything that I love everything that SCREAMBOX has on the channel, but we presented something very different.
Yeah.
But yes, the shit is gonna hit the fan.
Yeah.
we swear there's blood.
But it ain't also about gore though. Right now I've got it's got that creep factor.
Yes.
That is unsettling. And that sometimes I'm sure we're all horror fans here.
Right.
Is better than just blood, buckets of blood, gore.
Totally.
You know?
Right, exactly. But we also wanted to make sure that there was a payoff, because we love a payoff too, and we didn't want to just keep like stringing people along. But yeah, I can't say much, but the shit's gonna hit the fan in a really fun way.
Yeah.
And but it will. I would say the series will remain less of a gore fest and more of a, I would say, horror / thriller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the pitch, when we pitched it to SCREAMBOX, the pitch was if David Fincher directed his favorite Stephen King novel.
Yes.
So that sort of gives, which was your your wording, and I think it's like perfect. That's the vibe, but then, definitely some people are going to have a bad day. In my points.
I don't think there's ever a good day.
No one's having fun. So if you go in that bar, you're not having a good day. You're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Bethany, Dennis, thank you for just your time on this. When we wrap up in the next 2 weeks, can we come back and just talk all the things?
Absolutely.
Please.
We could talk spoilers. We could talk theories. We could talk whatever you want. We would love to come back.
Yeah.
Please,
love this.
We would love to come back.
And again, and then where we're going from here, because I'm sure as creatives, we're not stopping. We're always creating right now. So amazing. Thank you both so much. I love your energy. I love your vibes.
Dude, likewise, you're awesome. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. Yeah. Shout out to Alex who set this up.
Yeah.
Thank you
Definitely
so much.
shout out to Alex.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Thank you both so much. Everybody on SCREAMBOX TV right now. As this recording is The Trouble with Tessa. Check out episodes 1 and 2. Next week, you'll have the next 2 episodes, and then the following week after. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, Dennis and Bethany will join me again to wrap it all up and talk about all the things.
Let's
Trouble
do
with
it.
Tessa. There they are. I'll have the links to everything for Dennis and Bethany in the description below. Please follow, like, share, subscribe with them, support them like I will be. I'm KUYA P. You're on Nerds Rule the World. All the love. Thank you guys. We're out. Peace.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. KUYA P, Nerds Rule the World. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh, Nerds rule the world.
I got. It's in the title of your show, like Nerds rule the world. Like, I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Nerds rule.
Love it.
Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julie.
Yes, nerds rule. Yes,
rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy KUYA P, Nerds Rule the World. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys. Recording. There we go. Oh, SCREAMBOX, the first 2 episodes are debuting tomorrow, right?
Yes.
And then what's the frequency? Is it like weekly?
Yes. So every week, 2 more episodes. So it's 3 weeks total.
Got it. Yeah, because there's 6 episodes. Dope. All right. Bethany Watson and Dennis Cahlo.
Yes, sir. You got it right on the first try.
Hey, let's go. I can mess up names, so I'll take the win. All right, here we go. In a 1, 2, 3.